Yo, real talk, I'm about sick, tired of the disrespect. Y'all keep bringing me back to who I was. I'm not him no more. I'm not gonna be him anymore. Unless you want me to be him, because I can be him. But with him, with more money.
Zach is back. Come on, Zach is back. Come on, Zach is back. Get in it. Zach is back. Come on. There it is.
This is just who you are.
All right, Zatima fans, hope everybody's doing well. This video is really posing the question of, do you think that Karen was right about Zach being Zach no matter what? You know, the fact that regardless of the money, regardless of how committed he says he is to Fatima, at his core, he is always going to be the same person, falling back into old habits and, yeah, not really changing. And by extension of that, do you think this also explains the legitimacy behind Fatima never really giving Zach 100% in terms of she's always hesitant to be all in their relationship? Like, even after she's like, I love you, yeah, let's move in together, you know, it's us against them. But then there are moments where it's like, I don't know, you say you love me, but what's going to happen when you get tired of me and this and that? So based on the whole dance situation, from the Fatima perspective of how, just like the Zach thing, based on how Zach and Fatima found out about their partners behind the back activities, Zach finding out about Fatima going to see Ian, and Fatima finding out about Zach getting that dance from Deja, it does look really sketchy. However, I will say that the reason I could definitely see Fatima being pissed off is due to the fact that you already got one stripper from your past, Zach, who's already coming up in here trying to claim child support and that you're the father of the son she has. Are you trying to be in that situation again? And then, of course, we know that's going to escalate further once she finds out that same dancer is living next door. So it's just one of those things where I really feel like Zach going back to his old habits isn't just always on him. Yes, he is a grown man. Yes, he can make his own decisions. But his boys being there to really amp things up doesn't really help the matter either, due to the fact that they don't want Zach to be tied down because they've already seen him try that with Karen and they saw how that turned out. So they don't want to see him go through that again, not to mention with all the money and whatnot he has, he can live life and be free. And it's really, you know, when it comes to Nathan, it seems like he really wants to relive his single days and, you know, do all the things he wished he could have done single through Zach. But also he's trying to like do it now too, despite being married with 2 kids. Tony, well, I mean, I guess because of the fact that so many of their friend group has been, you know, shot down by the arrow of love, you know, love and marriage and whatnot. So they really aren't able to hang out as like pretty much the only person from like, I mean, hell, like high school and college that is still not even married. Well, then again, you know, even though I'm a freaking introvert, like I couldn't really call up 3 or 4 guys right now I know from back in the day to hang out because they got like, you know, a couple of kids or more, a wife, you know, full-time job. I'm single, self-employed, so it's pretty much my schedule is different from theirs. So yeah, I can imagine, you know, these 4 adult men, probably with a group of friends of 8 to 10, has been reduced down to who they are now because everybody got, you know, what did Tony say? We lost them. What do you mean lost me? I'm standing right here. Lost them. You know, they meet a girl, they fall in love, they get married, and boom, they're gone. That's exactly what's going to happen, Zach. So it's one of those things where they don't want to lose another member of their group. And I do feel like, you know, when you get to a certain point, 'cause I remember Steve Harvey, this was one of his, I think it was like the one he didn't cuss in, Don't Trip, He Ain't Through With Me Yet. I remember watching that for the first time on like BET. Still got the DVD of that. And he mentioned like, you know, once you make it to a certain level, you can't take everybody with you. You know, it's the fact that what are those motivational quotes and stuff you always see floating around the internet? Surround yourself with the right people. If you're the smartest person in the room, you need to go to a different room. Be around people who want to see you succeed. Be around people who want success as badly as you do. That kind of stuff. And Zach, I'm not saying he's too good to play like basketball with his boys, but in terms of letting them influence his decision making and whatnot, it just says a lot. And despite Bryce being a bit questionable in his intentions with Zach, he's definitely one of those people who has his best interest at heart, because you think about everything Bryce has done for Zach compared to everything Nathan and Tony have done. Tried to talk him out of kicking Fatima out, talked him into going to that party. Nathan was the one that brought Deja over there for the dance, and well, yeah. And hell, Bryce was the one that got him up out of there, because Nathan and Tony like, here comes the square, the party pooper. They were just going to let Zach be Zach, so unaware of who Fatima really is. Yeah. I mean, just to jump ahead into maybe next week or the week after, I think that Tony's wife, Nathan's wife, Lori and Fatima, based on the way they behave, I could see them actually getting along pretty well. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Lori ends up being part of Fatima's friend group. But do you think Karen has some truth in what she said about Zach being Zach? I just think that his problem is he always regresses too damn quickly. I mean, yeah, sometimes he sits on something that, it's like, man, this really has me down. Well, time to go back to my old habit, time to get some hoes. But instead of having a mature conversation with, the person or persons that upset him and thinking of a different route, it's kind of like, last week when he told Fatima about how, look, you need to stop pulling the guns and whatnot and do better, and I need to do better. But here we are with Zach going back to his old ways, which there have been some people who have said they did not like the episodes because it shows weird character. I don't even want to say development, but somewhat of a regression of the development that these two have had. But I think the writing was done way better than on Sistas, where it just feels like Tyler hits the reset button towards the end of a season, so the characters will go back to how they were at the start of the new season just for Sistas to go on. With Zatima, I think it was cleverly written in a way where even though we don't like what Zach was doing, even though I like that dance, even though we didn't like how Zach handled the situation, you can see why he did what he did. Even though we didn't like how Fatima kept meeting up with Ian behind Zach's back, we can understand why she did what she did. Like I said, with Sistas, it's just agonizingly painful when the characters do dumbass things that they should know better than. At least the theme song of Zatima says it all, and heaven forbid I'm not going to try, and I'm not singing it, I'm going to just recite the lyrics about how love isn't perfect, and they're still working. They're not going to be what we see on TV or IG, but hey, it's still worth it. Yeah. But in any case, I think it might be a bit much to claim Zach is back to his old self, because at least he didn't, have sex with Deja. Mind you, Deja did say, hey, Bryce, you need to get him up out of here. He's too drunk. I mean, heaven forbid it was like another stripper, especially one who knew of his financial status, probably try to get knocked up by him. I wouldn't be surprised, because he was hella drunk. And based on how drunk he was with Deja, now it seems like, yeah, I can see why he was so drunk with Heather and doesn't remember the VIP room all that well. So yeah, he just needs to watch out for those habits. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think Karen was right? Do you think Fatima has a right to be cautious? And that's pretty much it. So like and subscribe, hit the bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description, and I'll talk to you in the next one.